Hi everyone. In previous session, I've shown you how to install a Kubernetes production level cluster via Kubespray, and I tried to do the security best practices for that. In this session, I'm going to install another cluster with Kops. As you know, Kops stands for Kubernetes Operations. So it is actually available for most of the public cloud providers like uh, Google Cloud, AWS, Azure, and even private cloud like OpenStack. It's a very useful tool, and in real life and real environment, it is highly in use. But my main purpose is investigating the security issues of the default installation of Kops. So after learning how to install it, I will show you what the security problems the vanilla installation and the vanilla version of Kops has. And then in next session, we try to solve those issues in order to deploy a secure cluster. So let's start. All right, in order to deploy a Kops cluster, you definitely need to have a cloud environment. I'm using AWS for all of, or at least most of my development and labs. So that's my suggestion. You can use AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, whatever you like. But if you're gonna actually follow up the next sessions and next videos which I'm going to provide, it's better to actually follow up all the installations via AWS. Just for your information, I'm working as a telco security specialist, and I am very familiar with uh, AWS environment as well as uh, private cloud environment. So, okay, let's start. First step is creating an, an IAM role to be used by Kops. So in order to do that, what I will do, I will go to IAM policies, sorry, IAM services. Okay, here you can see that I already got one user groups, one users. Okay, this user is my admin user. So in this case, I just need to create a user. So I put the name as Kops. Please make sure to type it and spell the Kops exactly what I'm doing with lower cases, Kops. Here it's asking provide user access to the AWS management console. Definitely no. because we're just going to use it programmatically. So then I put, okay, here I can put it underneath a group or something, but I myself rather to attach a policy to this user. So you know that in order to provide policies to an IAM user, you have three options. Put it underneath a group which you created before, or it is already there by default. Copy the permissions. You can find the JSON format of any type of permission you're looking. I'm pretty sure that if I search for Kops permission, I can find it as well, which we're gonna do it in next session because we're gonna deploy it as secure as possible. So we don't need to put, more privileges as the Kops IAM user needs that. But for now, I attach the policy directly. So in order to that, let me search for admin. All right. Okay, they are already there. Administrator access. All right. And then hit next, and we create the user. So we already created a user with the name of Kops and the attached policy of an admin user. The next step is creating a S3 bucket. So we go to S3 part. As you can see, both S3 and IAM are performing in global environment of your account. So they will be deployed globally in your account. I will show you what will happen after that in terms of the EC2s and instances of the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, here you hit the create bucket. Okay, my region is uh, Sydney. You can put your own region. Definitely try to find out what is the nearest AWS region to you. Since I'm living in New South Wales, definitely Sydney in Australia is the nearest region for me. In terms of the bucket name, try to use something which is identical. And as you know, it couldn't be the same. So you cannot put something like default or stuff or test or something like that. I'm pretty sure they have been taken before. So for me, I put it like this. So I'm sure no one with the name of H.Soleimani, which is my name, created a bucket like this in 2024. Anyway, so I will create this S3 bucket, Kops dash H.Soleimani dash 224. So you have to choose as per your own, um, preference, whatever you like. You don't need to even put Kops here. You can put anything, but you just have to remember what you have used in order to prepare your commands and stuff like that. Okay. So as you can see here, I put disable because anyway, it is just the default installation and vanilla installation of that. But later on, we definitely need to put ACL and stuff like that to make it more secure. Okay, create bucket. Okay, you can see that Kops dash H Soleimani dash 2024, which is 2024, is ready for use. Okay, let's get back to our terminal. Kops is just uh, compatible with Linux or Mac environment. So since my system is a Linux machine, I'm not going to use the CMD terminal, which I used in previous session. I already installed WSL. I hope that you know how to install WSL. Just try to search on internet how to do it. So it's a bit of tricky, so it might not work at the first stage, but you might need to uh, modify it or play with that in order to sort it out. So for me, after I installed WSL and actually I enabled WSL on my Windows 10 machine, I installed an Ubuntu machine. So if you, okay, let me make it more readable and seeable. All right. So if you run uname dash NRA or something, you can see that, okay, this is a Linux desktop WSL blah 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 GNU x86 uh, Linux. If you just search it on internet or you put it in ChatGPT or whatever, you can find out that it's an Ubuntu machine. All right, so here what I already installed AWS CLI for that. You can just search on AWS documents and I'm pretty sure you will find it out how to install it. For this machine, I just did it last night, so since I'm gonna use Terraform as well, so just let me delete Terraform and then Terra. Let me see if Terraform version. Okay, we got nothing to do with Terraform here. I was just checking. Okay, if I already have Terraform here. Okay, so as you can see, I already installed Kops as well. So Kops dash dash version. Sorry, version. This is the Kops. So you might ask, okay, how did you install Kops? Uh, let me get back to my history. All right. This is the command which you can install AWS CLI. For me, I chosen AWS CLI Linux x86, as you could see from my uname command. but you can change it for yourself as per your requirements. After that, I unzip that. It seems that I didn't have this unzip application on my Windows Linux machine. By the way, after that, I install it, unzip it, and what I have done, I moved it. Okay, yeah, I actually enabled that, and as you can see, everything done. Okay, now let's get back to Kops. This is the curl command which I use to grab Kops from this GitHub repo. What I have done, okay, let me show you. It was number 10, yeah? Okay, let's do it again. Why not? So just bang 10, it will bring up that command for us. All right. I've got a very fast internet, so it didn't take too much, but by the way, it was 177 megabyte. As you can see, after that, you got Kops here. All right, let me see where it has been gone. ls minus ltr, sorry, ltr. All right, this is Kops. So after you got the Kops, all right, you have to change the mode of the Kops. For those who are familiar with Linux, I'm pretty sure they know what is that, but if you are not, that's okay. This plus X is actually making the Kops executable. So if I run, okay, it was in my history, it was number 11. So, okay, this is the trick. Bang 11. All right, chmod plus X Kops. So what is happened? Previously, Kops had no X here. Can you see? There was no executable here. But after that, Kops, even the color been changed, become executable, right? And next is definitely moving it to a path. So what I have done, I just moved that to my path. So this is actually a binary. We call these type of files binary files. And all you need to do is moving this binary file to a path. This is the path. Since I have done it before, I don't want to do it again. But if you would have, if you wanted to do that, just run this sudo move kops mvs move kops user local bin. By the way, okay. After that, just check if kops is already installed. Okay, this is kops. I think AWS CLI had the same procedure for me. I just curl it, unzip it, but okay, unzip it, and then yeah, after unzipping that, it itself created in my current path, and then user. By the way, uh, I I have shown you how to do it for CMD, but again, make sure to install it in a Linux environment. There are other options for you as well, but my suggestion is if you are using Windows, try to install AWS. Otherwise, you can use VirtualBox in order to have a virtual machine, which could be uh, an Ubuntu, CentOS, or whatever version you're happy with, version of Linux, and use that. Okay, next step is actually setting up or AWS CLI. So there is a command, as you can see, AWS configure. I think it is the previous setup which I had, but for now, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to show you how to create a key and password for that IAM user, which is Kops here, and then use it in our AWS configure. Since this session is just finding the issues and stuff like that and learning how to use Kops, I'm not going to be too much fussy about it, but definitely creating security credentials without multi-factor authentication is a huge risk for your environment. So I'm just going to create it now without multi-factor authentication, but definitely in next session, we'll do it in another way. So let's create access keys. Here it is asking if we want it for command line interface, local code, whatever. I'm saying, okay, I want it for command line interface. Okay, I understand above recommendation. No need for a tag. Just create it. Okay, this is my access key. Copy that. Again, run AWS configure. This is my access key. And this is my secret key. Don't worry, I'm gonna delete them after this session, so I don't care too much about having this key and password and secret. Default region, and it's in JSON format, the default output. All right, so we already changed our AWS configure here. So let's get back again to my history. It is A very useful tool for me. All right. This is a command, but before getting to that, I actually forgot to tell you something very important for Kops installation, and it is the matter of DNS. So you need to have a DNS in order to be able to install Kops. So as you can see, go to the right shot. Okay, this is my hosted zone. This is a let me show you. This is a hosted zone which I bought from AWS. You can buy it from anywhere else. I remember first time I was trying to play up with Kops. I bought something for $1. Yeah, seriously, $1 from Namecheap. But uh, AWS itself is actually selling these domains, but it's a it could be a bit expensive for some people, but I'm pretty sure you can buy something even with 5, 6, or $10 from AWS as well. This one is .NET, so it's a bit. I think that I bought it for a couple of dollars. I'm pretty sure it wasn't $1 thing, but here, if you go to Namecheap, you can see that, yeah, yeah, Namecheap is here, buy a domain. You know, I'm pretty sure you can buy a domain yeah, with, with okay, .com for $9. Yeah, anyway, but my suggestion is to buy it. If you don't care about money that much, which I hope you don't care, uh, try to buy it from AWS. Okay, I hit this one. You can see that here I got these values here. If you buy your domain from AWS, you don't need to create a subdomain for deploying Kops. So this will work for you itself. Otherwise, if you wanted to use it in AWS, you had to, uh, for example, if you bought these ICT Ocean consultancy.net from, for example, Namecheap, it would have been provided these routes for you. Sorry, it would have been provided. You would have been. You have to actually created the host zone here, and then you had to take these values and mm, add it into another into your account. I used to have Namecheap account. Let me see if I can show you here Well, anyway, in if you have any question regarding how to define that, because it's very tricky, honestly, uh, just put a comment and I try to help you in this issue. For now, mm, okay, I already have this mm, Route 53 hosted soon, and I have my domain from both from AWS, so I don't have any issue for now. So after creating that, you will see this line. You just copy your own DNS from here, and then let's get back to our WSL environment. So the command is this one, Kops create, okay, Kops create cluster dash dash name ICT Ocean Consultancy dot net. I told you if you would have bought it from somewhere like Namecheap, you had to add a subdomain here, like for example, k8.ict. So, but since I bought it from AWS, it won't have a problem. The state, every state will be saved in this bucket, and I already got this bucket. I created this bucket. You have to put your own bucket here. The zone is okay, AWS availability zones, which you're gonna use. As you can see, in Sydney, we got two availability zones, 2A and 2B. I'm gonna use both of them. So in order to have a high available cluster, it's better to distribute them between multiple availability zones. This is the node count, which is actually a worker node. I put two, but definitely in case you are using a production level cluster, it shouldn't be two, by the way. The node is the node size will be defined here. Here I put T3 median. Please make sure to put T3 median because I tried other sizes, and yeah, since Kops is actually developing during the time, I remember I used to put T2 to T2 small as well, but for now, which is February 2024, T3 medium is the minimum which you need. The control plane size, as you can see, just one. I will put T3 large. And the DNS zone is ICT Ocean Consultancy.net. You can put your own DNS, which you bought from AWS. If you bought it from AWS, you can put this one. Otherwise, you definitely have to create a subdomain. And it could be something like, for example, it will be something like K8, don't know, dot, right? But hopefully we don't need it here. Okay, I put enter, I hit enter. Cloud provider ID is assigning CIDR for our availability zones, previewing change that will be made. It is not creating your cluster at the moment. It is just providing a preview for that. And we have to run other further commands in order to create our cluster. Okay, so it actually provided a preview for us. Just let's have a quick look what happened. Okay, you can see this is our root table, default root table, internet gateway, secrets being created, security groups being created. See, this is the security groups. And okay, here at the end of this comment, you can see that uh, okay, it's suggesting, it's saying, okay, so our cluster configuration has been created. Next step is we don't need to do edit for now. This edit will be done in next session, which are gonna actually provide some security measurements to that. I don't need to list the clusters at the moment because there is no cluster. This is for editing. And what I need is finally configure your cluster. So we have to run this. As per my experience, it won't work. Okay, as you can see, it is asking for the state flag. So we put state flag and our state is actually S3, blah blah. Okay, let me show history. All right, I did it before. This is the update. So you have to update it to have your cluster. Okay, as you can see, dash dash state S3 column slash slash Kops H.Soleimani dash 2024, which is my S3 bucket. All right, hit enter. It might take a couple of minutes. My experience is just 2 or 3 minutes sometimes. So let me see what is happening. Okay, cluster is starting. It should be ready in a few minutes. Okay, meanwhile, let me show you something. If it is saying, okay, you have to SSH like this in order to get access to your control plane. I don't think so. I've got such a, let me see. All right, CD SSH. All right. Okay, I did it. I create my public and private key before. So, but I don't think so. This one will get me to the um, control plane node. But let me see if it didn't happen. What we have to do, we have to uh, copy this public key as a known key inside as a node inside the or uh, control plane node. So this is known host. Okay, cat. mm, This is the known host of previous one. Okay, let's get back to AWS account to see what happened there. Try to get back to EC2. Okay, Sydney. All right, great. It seems that my control plane is working. The other ones are running, so it should be fine. Let's see if I can SSH to this. Hmm, okay, let's debug it, see what's wrong with that. Connecting to API, blah blah, port. It's trying to connect, but why? So the answer is clear. So what I have to do, I just have to let's nano or public key. If you don't have this private and public key, you can easily just run keygen command to create it. Let me show you what I have done to create it. Uh, uh, History grep dash I key. Yeah, I think it was the command ssh keygen dash t rsa b, and this is the the you can put it uh, 4096 as well, but I think 2048 is enough for that. After that, okay, it will ask you. Let me show you something like this. It will ask you, okay, interfile key IDRSA, for example, so hit OK, overwrite it. Okay, let's overwrite it. Yes. Okay, so let's go to CD SSH. All right, date is today. 21. What happened here? Okay, if I was putting yes here, it would have overwritten here, but since I done it before, I don't need to care about this. So I'm just going to use it for now, but that was a command for you to create it, by the way. And the ID RSA is by default for your private key. Remember, private is your private key. It's always with you. And the public is what you are giving to others, okay? So you should have this private key always with yourself. Never lose that. Okay, cat. or nano is better, I think, here, since it's what I will do. I will, oh, let's do VI. Yeah, VI, blah, blah, blah. If you just hit right click, it will be copied into your buffer, and escape, column Q, bang, go out of that. So I already got it in my buffer, but let's get back to here, or control plane. Just right click, it will show you the connect. Uh, Here you can connect to your instance via console, hopefully. Otherwise, you would have been in a great problem. Uh, okay, then let's here get back to SSH folder. These are authorized keys. If you cat authorized key, it nothing is there. All right. So let's nano authorized key paste. Really paste. Oh, all right. Just gotta see if everything is okay here. So yeah, SSH RSA stuff. Control X. Yes. Done. All right. Just to make sure. Okay, it's here. So it's already here. Then that's my turn. Let's get back to account here. Okay. If you just hit connect, it will tell you how to connect with SSH client. Saying you just have to run this one. Since ID RSA will be used by default there, you don't need to do too much here. So I will just delete ID RSA. You don't need it. Are you sure? Yes. All right. Denied. Why denied? Uh, okay, I think there should be an issue with maybe SSH. So let's make sure it is the same. Sudo system ctl restart SSH. All right. And SSH permission denied. I think that I've seen this problem. History. Hmm. previously. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is regarding IDRSA. So let's get back to, as you can see, I'm still in my local machine. I think that there is a problem. Public. Let's public key. Let's again copy the public key. Get back to here. cd-ssh authorized key. Okay, vi authorized keys. Hit double D twice. You just hit D and the lines will be gone. Then paste it here. Nothing been pasted. It looks this time should be fine. Since I used VI, just hit escape, colon, WQ, bang, WQ, bang, and let's get back to WSO again. Permission denied. Sudo IDRS. Yeah. cd-ssh here, and what was the command? Okay, this one shouldn't be permission denied. I don't know. Copy the public key being denied. All right, so let's do something else. Let me see if this command is working. This is from my local machine. So okay, I don't have kubectl here. Sudo snap kubectl. Just put dash dash grass. Anyway, if we get back to here, we will see that Yeah, authorized key. Authorized key. Everything is fine here. I don't know what's wrong with that. Let me SSH service as well. And okay, kubectl in kubectl get nodes. All right, so you can see that it's actually showing me the control nodes, the control node, the node from my local machine. So I don't even need to SSH to my control plane. So uh, in terms of uh, installing Kops, using actually your local machine as a director is the best practice, by the way. So in most cases, all you have to do is through your director machine. I think that, yeah, you got this here. Kubectl get node, kubectl get pod dash a. So you don't need to even SSH to your control plane, but even from your control plane, this is my control plane. You can see kubectl get. All right, see you got your nodes running here as well. I'm not sure what was the problem with that. Uh, I'll try to solve it in next session, but even if you cannot SSH to your control machine, you can do all your stuff via your local machine as well. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you in next session by investigating the issues that this kind of installation uh, has in terms of security and try to solve them. See you in next session. Bye.